Community! Community! The sky is falling, the sky is falling, the Pokemon bubble's about to burst! False alarm? Pirates? Who's up? That, for some reason, is whatever everyone thinks is gonna happen in the Pokemon market. Jesus Christ, I ran a marathon. Yeah, no. We are nowhere near a Pokemon bubble bursting. We're nowhere near the end of this bull market. I actually think this bull market is going to go on a lot longer than what the general opinion is. I'll tell you why. Pokemon right now can have this bull market run on forever. Forever. What I mean by that, everyone's saying Pokemon come out with a statement beginning of last year with Prismatic. Beginning of last year, it's been 2 years now.
You're fired.
Maybe we can, I don't know, Jesus Christ. Marty, time warp. We've been from Prismatic, they came out saying, we are printing to capacity. We are printing like we haven't printed before. Like this is a new development in the whole saga of Pokemon. The numbers came out. Pokemon printed less, you heard me, less last year. I'm out of frame. Last year than the year before, sorry. They printed less. So, we got your Pokemon, you're lying. So you're not printed to capacity. And the reason I say that is because when COVID came and they printed to capacity, the market dropped. We were seeing, I think 12 billion at the time, 13 billion cards being printed. They printed 10 billion in the hypest of hypes, or the booms of booms. So I think the debate is over. I don't think Pokemon are manipulating the market from supply. I think they're purposefully causing a market bull run because of the 30th anniversary, and they've been doing it for the past 2 years. I think Pokemon at the moment have found the ultimate money glitch. Now, it doesn't make sense. If I'm corporate, yeah, I'm in this corporate meeting, I'm on the board of a business company, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the CEO directly in the eye, like I'm looking at you directly in the eye on your phone right now, and I'm saying to him, you know, boss, we're making the most money that we could ever make, and we're selling out consistently. And it looks like 10 billion cards print run is the sweet spot, and we can just keep doing this and making our printer and our money printer go brr and brr. Okay, so what do you want to do about it? Do you want to increase print runs and, you know, stop this bull run, stop the money coming in, just lessen our profits, but for the good of the Pokemon community? The CEO is going to look at me and say, and slap the crap out of me and say, what is wrong with you, man? No. We don't need to. We found the infinite money glitch, and they're all going to lie back, and they're all going to sit back and go, ha 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 ha, and then you're going to laugh. And they're going to laugh in the rich money. It's going to be a rich money laugh. And I can't do that because, you know, I'm just a poor collector. But we're talking about a Pokemon. At the end of the day, Pokemon's a business, okay? They're going to do what's best for business. What's best for business is not what's best for the collector. What's best for business is to make the most amount of profits, maximize the most amount of, how do I put it, man? This is it's just, I don't think we're understanding. I don't think the market's reacting the way the market's supposed to be reacting. Pokemon are maximizing every capability they can to make money, not to stop this bull run. There is honestly no incentive for Pokemon to make less money and to be back during the COVID times where they were getting stuck with so much product and dumping it. We're not going back to clearance Pokemon times. That's just not happening. Pokemon right now, in all honesty, and this is going to get very uncomfortable, can allow this bull run to run forever. I think we're in a completely new market cycle. I think we've moved from that market cycle of the dirt cheap $70, $90 booster boxes USD. I think that's all gone. I think that the new market floor is going to be $250. here's the thing, even if the demand wavers, I just don't think Pokemon will dump out more supply to allow it to waver. They can realistically just keep this whole thing going as they restrict the supply. They can do it to 11 billion. It's not going to make a difference. Just restrict the supply. Or they can just keep printing 10 billion. They have no incentive to print more. Let them, if they just print 10 billion and make the bullet train that is Pokemon right now just keep running, then they can not only maximize all profits for them, but this market will be in a constant cycle of boom, which would also make all current stock or current sets way more volatile in the long run. So meaning that we're going to see a lot more shifts in market, way more shifts in markets intensity. So if a box comes out now, say at $200, $250, the fact that they're not going to print any more of that, or the fact that it's going to be a limited printing because they're just capping it at 10 billion, means that that box will now faster with the demand go from 200, 250 to 400, 500, faster than we've ever seen before. And we're seeing that now with all our boxes. I mean, let's point to the evidence. Mega Evolutions is 450, Phantasmal Flames inching closer to 700. Ascended Barney, Ascended Heroes, Ascended Dino Man. Find it. Find it. Perfect Order, no one really cares about Perfect Order, but that is still, but see, that's a set I want to pinpoint to, because a set that no one cares about is still selling at $300. Chaos Rising, fidget spinner, going nuts. It's a frog on a fidget spinner, going crazy. Not a great set, not a shit set, it's an okay set. Darkrai gets released in Japan. We know what Pitch Black looks like. Bang over set. Good luck trying to get it. We then go into Mega Rayquaza, most likely. Then into 30th. Then into a specialty set somewhere in between where we need to talk about Primal Kyogres and Groudons and Hoenn and all that good shit. We then go into Awaken Heroes. Then we move into the best block of Mega that's probably going to be released, because the last block of every set, the last 6 sets of every block are generally the best. So, in what world is Pokemon going to say, meh, we're just going to stop? It's not going to happen. Which means it's not a factory issue. It's not an issue where Pokemon can't print more. Pokemon don't want to print more. Okay, we've been through the last 2 years of this bull market. I have not had a booster box reprint. The last booster box reprint was Surging Sparks back in March of last year. We're in June. It's been a year and a half of no booster box reprints. We've been getting some dumb ancillary products that have been posting out just so Pokemon get some packs out, but it's not enough. They're getting ripped at an all-time high. Okay, so sealed is not staying sealed. There's an abundance of singles, there's an abundance of slabs because everything's getting graded, but there is no sealed being left, which means the market price is going to go higher and higher and higher and higher, and the bull market is just going to run continuously. And the only way they will stop this, or this situation will be fixed, is if Pokemon decide to print the absolute living god out of everything and reset the whole fucking system. We need a reset. I genuinely don't think people understand. I don't think the Timmies of the world understand that we need a reset in this hobby. People are moving stupid. People are getting loans that they can't afford. People are literally running businesses on a base-to-base flip market. If you're an online store or you have no overheads and expenses, go for it. Don't get into debt, but flip, okay? Your exposure to risk is very low. However, if you're a store running on flipping and day-to-day like selling and doing, you've got no cash flow, you're fucked. You are completely screwed. We're heading into a market cycle because of Pokemon and the way the market is at the moment, where the market is so good and the margins are so high on just sealed product coming through that businesses cannot pay their overheads. And why I say that is not because they're not getting the margins to pay it. They're not getting the stock to continue paying their overheads. So if you have I'm not gonna go into the maths, it's gonna be another video, but if you have a debt of 30,000, say a month, okay, and a new release comes, congratulations, mate, you've made 5 boxes, you got 5 cases. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Those 5 cases are gonna pay for maybe 1 month's overheads. What are you gonna do for the other 2 months where now you owe 60,000? You can't just simply go into the open market again and buy. You're going to have to buy $600,000 worth of secondary market product at 80%. The market condition that we have now, you're not buying anything at 80%. Most people aren't selling at 80%. Most people are selling higher because they're trying to keep onto the stuff they have and people are greedy. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. People are greedy. It's not a good trait, but that's just what it is. That's just the world we live in and we can't really do much about it. So, and the only way and if businesses can't function and pay their monthly overheads, what do you think is going to happen by the end of the year? You think a business is going to have, either business is going to go into incredible debt to be able to pay their overheads, or you're going to come to the end of the year where people have, the product is so thinned out because everyone and their donkey and their mum's donkey's brother and stepdads and stepmoms and I don't know, Rudy's, Vlad and all that good stuff, get boxes. They're all going to get what, 1 case? That's not going to help pay overheads. That's the biggest problem. So it's going to come to a point where at the end of the year, you might start seeing businesses close down because the market's too good. It's an inverse effect. When the market was so bad and people couldn't make bread because they were paying $5, they were making $5 a box. We're now seeing the opposite where they're making, however, they're not able to consistently make that to be able to pay their overheads. And there's just not that supply out there. There's not that secondary market supply out there to allow them to continue as a business. But moral of the story, Pokemon, unless Pokemon print more, we could possibly see a bull market that rages on for 5 to 10 years. Or it just might not even stop, but I think the market shifted. So even if this bull run does stop and Pokemon pull their finger out and start printing more, I think we're in a completely new market situation where the floor is still very lucrative for a lot of businesses. The problem is we need to get there. We need to get there fast. If we don't get there fast, we're a lot of people, a lot of businesses, a lot of risk takers are in a world of hurt, and so are the collectors. So that's today's video. Just want to go over saying basically that Pokemon can basically push this bull market and continue it for as long as they want. So we're going to finish this video as we always do and catch you on the next one.